tells a story. Last month, I invited my grandmothers to have a Taiwanese dinner with my family. She then refused because she prefers bún mắm. Then I successfully persuaded her to change her mind and enjoy Taiwanese food. So at the end of the day, she was really happy and excited. In the following morning, my mother told me about IPAG 2017. Recalling my grandmother's happiness, I came up with the project Dana IPAG, Dana Youth and International Cuisines Association. So the question is, how can people benefit from this project? For Dana local people, they can expose to a greater diversity of food. And furthermore, food is the bridge among people. It will bring people together. For the sake of international cuisine restaurants, it can attract more customers and hence higher income. For ourselves, we can enhance our soft skills and have a deeper understanding about cultures. So, I would like to present the 4 steps to make this project a reality. Step 1. I will create a Facebook fan page and, well, I actually did. The avatar pictures of my fan page is the logo of Dana, while the cover pictures tell its purposes. After that, it comes member recruiting part. To be a member of Dana, you have to be English fluency and you have to be history and culture lovers. For international cuisine restaurants owners, you have to love Vietnamese cultures and you have a huge crave for PR and to marketing business. Step 2. After recruiting a sufficient number of members, I will divide the team into 4 groups. Dana local people relations team, international relations team, event coordinator team, and last but not least, member recruitment and finance team. Step 3. International cuisine relations. We try the best to interact as many restaurants as possible. Here is a short video. So the last step, offline events. Let's watch another video.
Everyone is so
Studying
Oh my God. So I'm young, I'm 6 years old, and I will play Dragon and we don't have nature and
In offline events, I also organize Golden Bell ringing competitions in which the judges are the owners of the restaurants. And the winners of these restaurants will receive a discount voucher from the owners. So far, we have discussed about the four steps, the benefits and purposes of Dana. I strongly believe that Dana will boost the integrations of Dana young people into the regions and globalization. So now I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank to AEC to organize this event. I have learned a lot and I have a lot of hands-on experience through this activity. Thank you.
You have to place your debater. Thưa Phương Thảo.
And through your presentation here, I have some questions for you.
And you mentioned that the members of your organization is the young people in the city, aged from 16 to 22, right? And the cuisine lover also. And I see that your organization is focusing in introduce the young people in the name with the international food, helping them to get to know more about the international cuisine. But I think it's better to introduce the Vietnamese food as well, because when we have to integrate, we have to let the foreign people know about our cuisine as well. How do you think about this?
At first, I also think about this, but then the presentation is limited to 5 minutes, and I didn't have enough time to present that.
I think that if you want to present this issue, you have to make enough time for it, and you can't blame for your lack of time or the lack of Vietnamese food. And I think if you really organize this organization, then you have to include that in your list.
Because this project is done use and international cuisines, so it's just my business is just to have the young people to have a closer understanding about international cuisines. And
do you have anything more to say?
no.
I have another question for you. And you say that whoever owns a restaurant or eating place can be a member of the IPAG. So how can you just control the quality of the food? Because if you let anyone who owns a restaurant be a member, then there will be sometimes that the food in that place doesn't meet the quality, and just when people enjoy their food, and it can't represent their culture well. And how can you control this?
So as you can see this from this video is that the international restaurant is regulation teams. We go to each restaurants and ask for their negotiations, and at the same time we will discuss about what foods we will bring to the local people to most express their culture. And we also check the quality as well.
And as you know, nowadays there has been already many fan pages on Facebook that introduce the food. And so why can you make sure that your project will draw the attention of many people?
So I think that my project will draw a lot of attention from people because it includes real events activities. All the fan page on Facebook is just organized on Facebook, and it's not related to real events. So I think that is one of my advantages.
And you say that you have the recruiting, and I think that people will come to your organization. They will have to spend many time, and as well they have to spend many money because the international food is not cheap. And so many young people just go to your team once, and if the price is reasonable, they won't come the second time.
So for your first idea,
my question is, if the price of the food in that place is reasonable and people come to that once, and the next time they don't have enough money to go to that place again, so how can you make sure that your food will last?
Danica is organized a win-win situations between the Dana local people and the restaurants. If Dana local people advertise the restaurants, then the restaurants will kind of give a vouchers. I have mentioned already a vouchers. And also it comes in a fair where Vietnamese people will spend a little money on that fair, and each time it go out feedback.
Okay, thank you, Carl. And thank you, Carl. And now the question from the church, please.
Very impressed with your presentation and your cute appearance today. But this question is not graded, okay? This is a question like curious. Why did you decide to dress like a chef today?
Thank you, professors, for your interesting questions. I present about using cuisines to like improve the growth in these roles in the Asian integration and globalization. The reason why I wear this clothes is that my dream is to become a chef, and if I become a chef, but now like wearing the clothes, it will be more persuasive and convincing to you guys.
Okay, lovely. And here's the question. All right. For sure, globalization brings variety to food culture in the world. And how will people's eating habits be changed in the age of globalization? And is it a good or a bad trend?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, okay. I'm speaking slowly now, okay. Globalization brings variety to the food culture in the world. How will people's eating habits be changed in the age of globalization? Will this be a good or a bad trend?
In my opinion, that is definitely a good change. Because if we take like the good sides of our cuisines, our cultures, and we also take the good sides of international cuisines, we mix it together, then we will become more international, and as well we can have more healthy habits. And it is true that every cuisine has the best sides. Like Vietnamese people, we have dog meat, and all nations is always have some bad sides. So now if we just integrate the good sides of cuisines, I think that it will make the world a better place to live.
Okay, that's a very wise answer, but I have a further question on that. So you think that in globalization, we will integrate and accept the good sides of the food culture of other countries? How can you be so sure about that? For example, because